Got a 2005 Toyota Matrix with a check engine light on. Let's get plugged in with the Innova 5610 scan tool and see if we can get it figured out. All right, I'm just turning the key to the on position. We're not going to start this just yet. Looks like we've got the P0171 code here, the System 2 lean. Now, the mass airflow sensor is one of the first things I like to look at when we get a P0171. Sometimes they get dirty or gunked up, or they just don't give a good reading. If we have a vacuum leak, that can also cause a P0171. We also need to do a nice visual inspection all around the intake and make sure that all of the hoses are in good condition. We also need to take a look at the intake manifold gasket. It could also be the air fuel sensor. That's something else we want to take a look at as well. The P0171 can also be triggered by a fuel pressure issue. Maybe a failing fuel pump or a dirty fuel filter can also cause that issue. But the first thing I'm going to do is start the engine. We're going to take a look at some live data on that mass airflow sensor and the air fuel sensor to see if they're reacting or kind of what that data looks like. And then we'll pop the hood and do a quick visual inspection, take a look for vacuum leaks. And depending on what we see here, that will kind of give us some direction on what we need to do. And of course, we'll test that intake manifold gasket for leaks as well. Let's take a look at our live data here. Okay, so the mass airflow sensor is at 0.45. Let's go ahead and take a look at the graph. So now I'm going to throttle up to about 2,500 RPM, and we'll see what that mass airflow sensor does. Now it is reacting, or it's come up to 1. Okay, so I just did a quick Google search here, and it says for a healthy 1ZZFE engine at 2,500 RPM, no load and neutral, the mass airflow sensor should read roughly 1.9 to 3.3 pounds per minute. Let's go ahead and snap the throttle, see what happens. Not reacting, I think, the way that it should. I think that mass airflow sensor might be dirty, or that might be our problem. Now, I also want to take a look at that air fuel ratio sensor, similar to the oxygen sensor. Let's see if we can get some live data on that. Okay, this is the one that we want. They're calling it O2 sensor bank 1 sensor 1. Okay, let's hit graph. Looks like we're at 3.29. Now, it looks like that air fuel sensor is really responsive. If I snap the throttle a few times here, you can see it's jumping. Now let's do the same thing and hold this right around 2,500 RPM. Staying right around 3.25, 3.3. And a quick Google search just to kind of know what our range should be. It says that we should be between 3.1 to 3.5 volts. That air fuel ratio sensor seems to be giving us a good indication that it is working properly, it's reacting properly, and it seems like that voltage is within range or within spec from a quick Google search. So I'm going to pop the hood and we're going to take a closer look at that mass airflow sensor. Again, it may just be dirty, but it just wasn't reacting the way that we would expect it to. The mass airflow sensor is right here, and we're going to disconnect this, take it out, and take a look at it. But I want to point out something right here. Anytime I see this sticker, this K&N reusable air filter, the oil that's on those filters sometimes will jam up this mass airflow sensor and make it get dirty. It will foul it and make it not work. So just a little bit of a heads up, if you've got a K&N air filter, just be mindful of that, as you may be causing some issues with your mass airflow sensor. Let's take a closer look at that, and I'll talk to the owner about this K&N filter. He may want to go back to the regular one, but we'll take this out, take a closer look at it, and then looks like we're going to take off this engine cover so that we can do that test on the intake manifold as well. Disconnect the little electrical plug here, and there's just 2 screws that hold it in. You can see the sensor definitely does have some sort of residue or oily residue on it. All right, this is what I'm going to use, this mass airflow sensor cleaner. Now, it's important that you don't use a wire brush or anything on this. Let's just let that sit and dry for a minute. Okay, that looks a lot better. This is nice and clean and dry. We can go ahead and put it back in. Reconnect that. All right, now the mass airflow sensor might have been our only problem, but I still want to pull off this cover so that we can spray some carb cleaner around the base of this intake manifold so that we know if we've got a leak there at the gasket or not. There's just 2 of these nuts that hold this cover on. So 10 millimeter. Looks like this one has just loosened up the stud. That's all right. Let's Pop it off. All right, now I'm going to start up the engine, and then we're going to spray here and listen for a difference or any change in the idle sound. So let's go do that now. Well, I'm not noticing any change in sound there. Now, this definitely does sound a little rough, like it probably is in need of a tune-up, but outside of that, I mean, we don't have any misfires or anything. Let's go ahead and put the top back on. We'll clear that code. We'll take it for a nice test drive and see if that solves our problem. I didn't see any other issues with any cracked hoses or any other leaks. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the hood and we'll take this for a test drive. So let's clear this first. Okay, the check engine light went out and a race was successful. Well, this thing is really gutless. I wonder if that's has something to do with what's going on here. All right, well, I'm gonna run into O'Reilly here because I've got a little bit of a surprise for this owner. I'm going to purchase and gift him this Innova 5610 scan tool. Now, that is a gift from Innova. They have given me the ability to help a few people out, and this particular customer is very deserving of a gift like this. He's a firefighter, and for many years, this was his commuter car. This is the vehicle that he would use to drive to and from the fire station, and of course, helped many people out. So I just thought he would be a great person to gift one of these scan tools to from Innova. So let's go inside and see if they've got one in stock, and we'll go ahead and purchase that for him, and then I'll give him that surprise as soon as we give him back his car. I was wondering if I could buy the Innova 5610 scan tool, if you happen to have one of those in stock.
Yeah, let me go check right now. All right.
I appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too. Thanks again.
All right, take care. Bye-bye. Let's just get some more miles on it here and finish up our test drive. All right, well, we're still out driving around. I actually just pulled back up to O'Reilly. This thing is just kind of a dog, kind of lacking in power. You know, that might be because we've got over 300,000 miles. The odometer maxed out at 299,999 miles. So we probably have quite a bit more, maybe even closer to 350, but I think some new plugs. I talked to the owner. He said he has not done the plugs in about 4 or 5 years. And I did talk to him a little bit about that K&N air filter and the fact that that oil kind of fouled our mass airflow sensor. So he said he's fine with a new air filter as well. That might help us a little bit, get this running a little bit smoother, give it maybe a little bit more power, especially if that K&N filter is giving some sort of restriction and or if it's a little bit dirty. So let me run in there, we'll buy that filter and plugs, and then we'll go put them in real quick. So all we have to do is just pop these clips down, pull out the old one. Before I put in the new air filter, if you see down in there, it's pretty dirty, so I'm gonna clean that out with a shop vac. And here's our new filter. So we'll pull this cover back off. Now on these coil connectors, you do got to be careful of these clips. Sometimes if you just push it with your thumb, it's not enough. So I usually like to use a little mini pry bar and pop that up and then just slide it off. These are really prone to breaking, but a little mini pry bar really comes in handy. Just kind of hook those, pull that up. And then we're going to pull out these little bolts that hold the coils in place. Those are 10 millimeter. Now I'm going to pull all the coils out. I like to keep these in the same order. We'll just lay them up here. These two are kind of stuck by this wiring harness here, so I'm going to loosen that. All right, and I got a spark plug socket here. pull these out. Oh, this one was loose. Very loose. I like to take these out by hand and, of course, get them started by hand. Well, there's a quick little side-by-side of old versus new. It looks like this one does have some anti-seize on it. You don't need to use anti-seize, but it looks like we got the exact same kind, but glad that we picked up some new plugs for him. Let's go ahead and pop this in and change out the rest of them. Oh, this one was loose as well. New one ready to go. Okay, this one's kind of feeling weird. Sometimes that anti-seize does the opposite of what it's supposed to do. Let's go back and forth a little bit here, see what happens. Let's try some PB Blaster down there. See if it makes a difference. Okay, we're gonna let that one sit for a minute. Okay, this one's coming out okay. All right, I'm gonna torque these three, the ones that I got, to 18 foot-pounds. Okay, those are all feeling fine. We just have a problem with that number 3. Let's try it one more time here. That may not be as bad as I was thinking. I think I got past that tough spot. Other than being wet with PB Blaster, I think we're okay, but we got it out. Let's see how the new one feeds in. There, I think we got this one okay now. As long as it snugs and torques, we should be good. Yep. That feels fine. And 18 foot-pounds is what we're looking for here. Okay, it torqued, so I'm calling that one good. Whoops, lost our socket. Okay, we're good. Now you do want to take a close look at the coil packs, but these do look okay. Just press them straight back down on there. Get these bolts started as well. We've got some gunk on this one, but not too bad. Now, I think some of that gunk might have been blow-by coming out of that spark plug hole, not necessarily the tube seal, but the actual spark plug hole, because that one was so loose. That would definitely be a reason for that lack of power, or the you know, the really weak running engine. All right, let's squeeze this harness back down here, get this nut started on this end, and this bolt over here. And we'll pop this cover back on. Just make sure you line that up right down here. And we'll get this tightened up. Now that actually went really quick in spite of that one getting really stuck or kind of sticky. But I do think number 1 and number 2 especially, were super loose in there. Even though we didn't have a misfire, I'm sure that there was a little bit of a loss of compression there. And that probably explained why that one coil had a lot of junk all over it. So let's go start it up now, see how it sounds, and then we'll take it for another test drive. Oh, that's already feeling a lot more peppy than it was. This is definitely running better now. It's got quite a bit of pickup here. Yeah, this thing was really sluggish, and now it's moving really good. think we're good now. This thing is running way better than it was. Owner's gonna be happy with a much better running car, and of course we're gonna surprise him with his new tool as well. All right, we're gonna get connected one more time and take a look at that live data. It jumps up quickly, instantly. Very responsive, the way that you would expect or the way that you would want it. Is it on?
Dan. Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate
So it's fixed as far as I can tell. The mass airflow sensor was gummed up or kind of dirty, but I think that's because of that K&N filter that you had. Have you washed that or cleaned that? Or
When I do oil changes, I try and clean it out, wash it out, and do the oil treatment. And
so you did the oil, yeah, the oil
have a
treatment.
cleaner spray and then the oil treatment. I probably don't do the best with it, maybe.
So that's actually, I'll show you some pictures. The oil is what I think got on this mass airflow sensor, and so it really wasn't allowing it to sense like how much air is really coming through, and so the computer sensed that it had a lean condition and was trying to probably put in some more fuel. The other issue though is this thing was kind of a dog. I kind of, I asked you about that, if this had much power when you're driving it. And I know now you're not driving it anymore. Your kid is driving this?
Yeah, so I've had this car since 2004, put over 400,000 miles on it.
It's over 400?
Probably over 400.
Okay, because I knew that the odometer stopped at 300, and and you said that you just kept on going.
Yeah,
so
keeps on going. So the kids, my first son drove it for 2 years, he's 16 to 18. Now my second son is driving it back and forth to school. I've had this since probably for 10, 15 years, and I probably do over oil it.
I'm not saying that you can't have a K&N air filter, and I saved it for you if you want to keep it, but I did put in a new one because I just wanted to see if there was a difference, and maybe as the K&N filter gets old, there might be some restriction in the airflow, and so I thought that might be robbing some of the performance. I know you said go ahead and get spark plugs and you could change them out. I went ahead and put them in. One of them was really sticky and had a hard time coming out, and this definitely is driving better. It has more power now. This is what I was able to use in order to determine not only the code, but kind of the likely causes or likely culprits. And we were able to do live data on the sensor, and it looks like it's working properly now, but it's definitely running a lot better.
Awesome, thank you very much.
I also have a little surprise for you. So the company Innova that makes that scan tool, they have allowed me to pick somebody and gift them a scan tool, which is the exact same scan tool that I use.
Well, thank you very much. This is awesome.
You're welcome. That is a gift from Innova to you.
Thanks, Innova. That's awesome. I don't get many gifts very often. Usually you pay the mechanic. You don't
Well,
get gifts from the mechanic.
That's right. And speaking of paying the mechanic, Innova is also sponsoring the cost of this repair, including all of the parts and labor.
I can't believe that.
I couldn't think of a more deserving person, and as a firefighter, you've done so much for the community and helped a lot of people, so.
Well, thank you. That's a wonderful surprise. I can't believe it. Thank you, Dan. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. That tool is going to come in handy not only for this car, but all of your other vehicles as well. If you ever get that check engine light, all you got to do is plug that in. And there's also an app that you can download, Repair Solutions 2, and that's going to help you diagnose and find out what's going on. Of course, you can always call me and I'm happy to help as well, but now you've got your own scan tool, you should be able to get some stuff figured out and make some repairs on your own. That's pretty much it, everyone. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you guys like this video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. And thanks again to Innova for this free gift and for sponsoring this repair. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.